Hello and welcome to another Never Doubt Nature video. Today we are doing the laughing kookaburra, and I actually have my little kookaburra that I made years ago in ceramics class at school. So he's looking a bit rough and a bit plump, but it is a kookaburra nonetheless. So these are the stickers and items I'm going to use today. Evidently I have a few kookaburra stickers, laughing kookaburra stickers, and that one there with all the birds on it is from Spiker Art, and we've got another artist called Catherine Appleby, and then this other sticker that I'm about to get out that is stickers by Cat. So three different artists represented here. So that's the Catherine Appleby card. And then this bigger one is the Catherine Appleby drawing. And this other one in my right hand is stickers by Cat. So they're the kookaburras, the laughing kookaburra. And let's jump into the facts and stuff, shall we? So the scientific name of the laughing kookaburra is Dacelo novae guineae. The family is kingfishers and the subfamily is Halcyonidae, which is the tree kingfishers. So the kookaburra's characteristic laugh is one of the most well known in the world. The distinctive call of the kookaburra is often used in television and films to invoke the Australian bush scene. Kookaburras feature in Australian nursery rhymes, songs and stories and are beloved by Australians. In the 1934, the kookaburra inspired a children's song for the Girl Guides Jamboree, titled Kookaburra Sits in the Old Gum Tree. I'll put the words to that song on screen. These birds here are just a bunch of Australian birds that you probably see day to day, but the kookaburra is featured on there, so I'm just going to grab that one and add it to this spread. I might use the other ones in another spread one day. Kookaburras can live up to 20 years. There are actually 5 species of kookaburras found across Australia and New Guinea. We've got the rufous-bellied kookaburra, the laughing kookaburra, blue-winged kookaburra, spangled kookaburra, shovel-billed kookaburra, and that's all of them. The laughing kookaburra and blue-winged kookaburra are found in Australia. They're also known as the laughing jackass, bushman's clock, breakfast bird, great brown kingfisher, and laughing kingfisher. The word kookaburra is derived from the indigenous Wiradjuri language. word hurry. So let's break down the scientific name. Dacello novae guineae. So Novae Guinea. The laughing kookaburra was thought to have originated in New Guinea and was named the Latinized version of the country. However, we now know that the laughing kookaburra is not found in New Guinea, but other species of kookaburra and kingfisher are. The scientific name Dacello is an anagram of the Latin word for kingfisher, Alcedo. An anagram is just a word formed by reordering the order of another word. So the laughing kookaburra, don't want to confuse it with the similar species. So it is a kingfisher and it is from the kingfisher family, but kingfishers are much smaller, so you're not likely to mistake them. Although the sacred kingfisher does have a similar look, and I'll put that up on screen. There is also the blue-winged kookaburra, which is found in Australia, and they are of a similar size, but they have a different beak and a more distinct, different blue on their wings. But appearance-wise, kookaburras in general are a very distinct bird and hard to mistake for any other bird. They are the biggest of the kingfishers, with a big cream to white head and chest, with a brown stripe through the eyes and over their crown. Kookaburras have a strong 8 to 10 centimeter beak, or 3 to 4 inches, which is dark grey on top and light brown at the bottom. And they have big brown eyes. Excuse me. The back of the body appears in various brown hues, mottled. They have blue patches on their wings. The tail is long and has more distinct, wide, light brown, almost orange barring. They are a medium-sized bird at 43 centimeters or 17 inches. The conservation status. Kookaburras are quite common. The IUCN Red List states they are of least concern, and this applies to all kookaburras. There is a decreasing population trend because of deforestation, food sources being compromised by poison, herbicides, and feral predators hunting them, such as cats. They nest in tree hollows and cavities, so where there are no available trees, there are no kookaburras. This applies to many Australian animals where eucalypt hollows are prime real estate. So I'm thinking I'm just going to put a different kind of spread out. I'm going to put some washi tape across like this because I feel like it looks like a power line, and power lines are where the kookaburras like to roost. I'll get more into that soon. But I'm going to do like a bit of a scenery and have those few kookaburras dotted around the page. So hopefully that all comes together. Tree kingfishers, including kookaburras, are common in tropical regions across Australia, New Guinea, and Africa. They are found in eastern Australia and introduced to Tasmania, far east of Western Australia and New Zealand. They were introduced to these places because of their behaviour in hunting snakes. They inhabit forests and woodlands where there are plenty of roost spots. They can also be found on farmland, orchards, parkland, and in small towns. They have adapted to urban environments well. The laughing kookaburra and blue-winged kookaburras have overlapping territories. Both species can be competitive, but they likely evolved in isolation. So the kookaburra diet. Kookaburras use their strong, powerful beak to feed on insects, worms, crustaceans, small mammals, frogs, and small birds. They are also strong snake and lizard hunters. Although kingfishers are associated with fish and water, kookaburras are not necessarily related with water. Laughing kookaburras can also eat venomous snakes, and they are probably one of their favoured meals. Foster carers and animal keepers, of which I have worked in, feed kookaburras mincemeat, whole young chickens, and small meat bones in captivity. So I was just showing you the kookaburra there, just the ceramic one that I've got, the barring on its tail, and the fact that the beak's a different colour underneath. But I'll put some photos up on screen, and that'll help show you a bit more what they look like. And kookaburras, yeah, they are a lot bigger than a lot of other native birds, or they're more robust. I guess, yeah, a lot of our birds, especially songbirds and tree-dwelling birds like the kookaburra, they're either elusive or they're something like the Australian magpie, which is a lot more thinner. They're completely different looking if you put them next to each other. In fact, here's a picture of the two of them together. And you'll see that the Australian magpie is much more slender and less robust and stocky, whereas a kookaburra is quite thick and stocky. And they don't necessarily compete for the same food, even though they're both insectivores. Kookaburras are very calculated and specific and patient, watchful, whereas magpies will just graze all day and will just kind of walk around looking for food, and they listen out for worms and stuff underground. So they are very different birds, and yeah, we're talking about the laughing kookaburra today. Just the point is that it's a very distinct bird compared to many other ones, even the same birds in the family. Kingfishers, they're a lot smaller. You're not really going to mistake them at all. There's not really many birds that look like a kookaburra. If they do, they're more in the Australian magpie family. I'm thinking maybe a butcher bird, but they are still very different from a kookaburra. Here is some photos of butcherbird and kookaburra just for reference. So stay tuned, I'll be doing a few more of these kinds of birds in other videos coming up. But let's get back to the kookaburra diet. So foster carers and animal keepers will feed mincemeat, whole or young chickens, and small meat bones in captivity. So yes, they are carnivores, and they prefer if the meat is moving or wriggling a bit because they are hunters. And we'll talk about some of their behavior in regards to that. Firstly, though, let's talk about the call. The kookaburra call is one of the most distinct in the world. It sounds like a laugh, but is actually a territorial call or to announce where it's located. As they call, their volume changes, and other kookaburras will usually join in. They also have a shorter kua call. The characteristic call can be heard daily at dawn and dusk in the Australian bush. When hunting for prey, they favour a uniquely kingfisher trait called perch and pounce, where they will perch up high on a branch or power line over a field or bushland, and when they spot their prey, they will fixate on it before swooping down and seizing it, normally with a loud click of their beak, like a pair of tongs. Even with dead meat, they will bash it up against a tree branch or on the ground and will make sure it's dead or to soften it. With smaller prey, they will just swallow it whole. When hunting snakes, kookaburras will snatch them by the back of their head and fly them right up into the air, then drop them, killing the snake on impact with the ground. They are much better at shorter range flight and do not do well hunting on the wing. They are patient and calculated, not fast, but they are strong, sturdy flyers. Laughing kookaburras tend to live in loose family groups of a few generations of young and their parents. They are quite calm and docile in their behavior. They can be tamed and will happily take food from people. They will make their call to announce themselves, then usually fly down closer to greet people they are familiar with. So they overall have a great little personality, kookaburras, laughing kookaburras. So I've been doing this spread pretty slowly and just sort of taking my time putting out making it so it looks like a bit of a scene, like a farmland scene, I guess. I have just lost a light, so it's not as bright as it should be, a bit brighter. Just sticking down some birds on the power lines to sort of show that that's what it's meant to be. Sometimes you'll see birds like this next to kookaburras on power lines, just all sitting together. They're not like ferocious hunters that all animals avoid. Kookaburras are pretty happy around other animals and other birds, and vice versa. I'm just sticking on some little clouds. lots of little bits and pieces in this spread. So kookaburras are found a lot in outer suburbs, like maybe near a country town, just on the outskirts of the town. They'll be sitting up in trees or power lines or anything up high where they can scope out a good view for any prey or just to keep an eye on people and things walking around. You'll usually spot them every now and then if you're in a car traveling along a road with trees and stuff, you'll see them sitting up. And yeah, that's where I've got the power lines and trees trying to represent that a bit. Not very good at keeping it in frame. Sorry about that. Just putting down the main sticker now. The Catherine Appleby art drawing. It's handy some of these stickers were facing the opposite way, so it makes it look a bit more random, more natural. And the last kookaburra, big sticker anyway. This spiker art, I think. I don't think I'll end up using the card because it's just a bit random. I should have done some bottle brush, which is the flowers, the red flowers there on that card. Just putting the label on, and I'll write the scientific name. The laughing kookaburra. Decello Nove Guinea. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video on the laughing kookaburra with Never Doubt Nature. This is the finished spread, just adding in a few very last minute stickers just to add a little bit more to it. I'll just add a couple of little butterflies at the end. But yes, again, thank you so much for watching another Never Doubt Nature video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.